to my channel. Today we're going to be going over 5 tips that will hopefully help you set up your table and get ready for the holidays. Make sure and stick around to the end so you can see how I transformed my ugly fold-up table and made it look part of the rest of the Christmas decor. Tip number 1, make sure and try and figure out how many people will be coming to your party and grab some placemats and lay it out to make sure that you have enough room for everyone to sit down.
Even if you don't end up using placemats in your tablescape, this is just a great way to make sure you have enough space for everyone.
Tip number 2, make sure and look around your house and see what you already have on hand. That way you can do your tablescape on a budget and still make it look nice for the holidays.
This is an outside lantern that I had in my house, and I've used it inside since the weather has changed. Using just anything you can find around your house always helps with your budget.
Tip number 3, look online for inspiration of how you want your table to kind of look and put your own flair on it and make a list of what you need to execute it. Then take that list to the store and gather your supplies.
This is just some fabric that I got from my local craft store that I got for 50% off, and I'll be showing you what I do with it.
Tip number 4, make sure and visit your local dollar store and don't forget to DIY, because you can save yourself a ton of money and make it look extra special by putting your own flair on it and making it yours.
So this is that fabric that I was talking about. I just got some clear glass bulbs to save myself some money, and I cut little pieces of fabric and I stuffed them inside the bulbs. This was a great way to kind of make my table look exactly how I wanted it. I had a hard time finding some bulbs that I wanted for the price that I wanted to do my table with, so I decided that I should make my own. Just go ahead and stuff them in little piece by little piece and put your top back on, and there you have it. This is another idea that I use for things that I had already around my house because I didn't want to spend a ton of money on decorating my table. I use mason jars for everything, so it's just a big glass mason jar. And I used some of my fabric and I just hot glued a little bit of fabric all the way around the top. And I already had this white fluffy stuff that I thought would work well to make it look like snow, and these little trees that I'm going to be putting in. I think they were only like $1.27 a piece, somewhere around in there. So it made it really inexpensive. But you could also fill these with the bulbs, or you could put berries inside. You could do all kinds of things to decorate with these big jars.
Tip number 5, personalize your table and get it all set up. Set it up all the way so that you know exactly how you want to set it up, and go ahead and take a picture of it so when you set it up on your party day, it's all ready to go. I know that when I'm setting up for Christmas parties or any kind of parties, there's already so much to do. If you know exactly how your table's gonna look and exactly how to set it up, it'll make it that much easier.
I always like to take into consideration how tall the stuff is in the middle. I don't want anything to be too tall. That way my guests can see over it and not worry about something kind of large being right in front of them. So I'm using this sort of Christmas tree-like garland, and I'm just using it and twisting it around all of the items that I have. It's really easy to kind of mold around everything that you have there, and adds a little bit of color to your table. And I always think of candles with Christmas, so I had to add some candles in the middle as well. Now I'm just taking these bulbs that I decorated and putting them all the way around to kind of add a little bit more to my table. For this party, I didn't need to worry about setting up plates for each spot because we were going to be doing it more buffet style. I thought that if I put plates at each spot, it would look really nice, but then essentially they would be taking their plates and taking it over to where the food is. These are these little berries that I got. They say $1.99, but I got them for a really good deal. I think that they were 60% off. And they just add a little bit of color. I got these ones at Joann Fabrics, but you can get them a lot of different craft places, or even Walmart, Target. Most places that have Christmas decorations should have some. And I thought it'd be really nice to add little candles to each place setting. I didn't put a whole lot of candles in the middle of my Christmas decor, so I thought it'd be really nice to put one at each spot. these little place cards, one for each person, using my laminator and just some wrapping paper that I had left over. And all of the little lantern lights and the ones at each place setting, I got all of those at the dollar store, including the candles. So you can do your table on a budget, just have to shop around. I'm going to show you how I just took my folding table and made it kind of go with my other table. You don't want it to completely match because you're not going to be able to make your folding table match your other table exactly. So I thought by putting this wood grain tablecloth, I'll put a link for the wood grain tablecloth below. I got that off of Amazon. And some placemats that are similar to the other ones without making them completely match onto the table. It makes it all flow together really nice. I always like using things from around the house and kind of building upon my entertaining collection, I guess you could call it, just because it's always so hard to buy everything all at once. Kind of build upon your collection over the years and buy things that you can reuse for different parties. Makes it so much easier and so much less expensive. I just borrowed this little tray from my bedroom. I figured might as well use something in a space that people aren't going to go in and use it to make things less expensive. And I also just took this little lantern from a different part of my house and bought 3 of these little wreath things. I thought that these would be fun to kind of stack together. They were only $1. I got them at the dollar store, and kind of make a little tiny mini centerpiece in the middle of my folding table. And then I'm going to get decorations, the same ones that I used from the other table, and kind of make them look very similar to the other table. Now, because this lantern wasn't new, I decided to put these little lights in. The light in it was broken, so I thought just putting some little twinkly lights would work really well to putting some light at this table. I'm just using more of those dollar store lanterns, and the candles I got also at the dollar store, a big pack of them for only $1. So when you're all finished setting up all your tables, make sure you take a picture of it. That way someone else can set up the table when the party day comes, or you can set up the table and remember exactly how you had things. That'll just make it that much easier when party day comes and you have so many other things to prepare for your guests. Now, this isn't where I'm going to be setting this table up. I'm going to be setting it up probably a little bit more off to the side so there's room for everyone to sit down and to bring in my folding chairs. But just setting it up ahead of time will definitely help.
I hope this video gave you a game plan on how to set up your Christmas table. Make sure and subscribe and hit that notification bell for future videos.